Cell was dumbfounded. He never knew Trunks had that insane power. If Gohan didn't help him out in that fight, he would have definitely died. Cell would have grit his teeth. Even though he was the perfect being, he was outclassed by Trunks of all people. Cell would yell at Trunks, telling him to control that power so they can have a true outstanding battle. Cell would say how the Cell games are cancelled for now. Everyone is just confused as Cell says farewell as he instant transmissions to somewhere else. Everyone would just head to the lookout and summon Shinron. They would make the same wishes, with Goku staying dead. And Vegeta will also want to stay dead for a while, since he was lucky enough to be sent to heaven. So, he's at King Kai's with Goku, and Trunks would have started to train with Gohan, but they would do some mental training. So nothing too much really happens. So Trunks would eventually gone back into his timeline, thanking everyone for their help. And like normal, Trunks would have dealt with his androids with ease. We go into the 7-year time skip, and Gohan decides to keep up with his training, knowing that Cell is still out there, and he has to be prepared for whenever he comes back. So, whenever Gohan has free time, he would train by himself or with Goten. And Gohan would still become the great Saiyan man. During this time, Vegeta would decide to come back to life, of course using Nameki's Dragon Balls, and he would have definitely noticed Kid Trunks' potential. So he would lightly spar with him, teaching him the basics of fighting. So once the 7 years pass, like normal, Gohan is blackmailed by Videl to go to the World Martial Arts Tournament. So, like normal, Gohan would invite everyone, and Goku would come back to life for a day. But pretty much everything will go the same. But once Popovich and Yamu tries taking Gohan's energy, he is at first paralyzed by Shin, but he easily breaks free, dodging Popovich and Yamu's attack. So the two would flee with everyone following them. So like normal, Popovich and Yamu are killed for not even getting any energy. Deborah still kills Kibito and spits on Krillin and Piccolo. And once they head into Babidi's ship, honestly, it's just a wash for the Saiyans. Every battle will go the same, but once Gohan fights Deborah, Gohan easily is able to defeat him and kill him. Babidi doesn't know what to do, so he tries to possess someone, but that doesn't work. Vegeta was able to fight Goku when he was dead, and even though that was a while ago, he isn't really focused on Goku in this timeline. So they easily kill Babidi, and so there's really no Blue Art. They would revive Kibito, and then Shin would thank them. He would offer to train some of them, but everyone would decline. So the Kais would head off, and Goku went back to Otherworld, since nothing convinced him to really come back to Earth. So 4 years would pass, and everyone would decide to go to Bulma's birthday party. But unfortunately, on another planet, Beerus has just woken up from having a dream about a Super Saiyan God. Like normal, Whis would inform him about the Saiyans living on planet Earth. So instead of heading to King Kai's, Beerus is just gonna go straight to Earth. So once he arrives, of course, he would enjoy Earth's food, and with no Boo, he wouldn't get enraged, but Whis would have reminded him why they were there. And Beerus would ask the Saiyans if they know about the Super Saiyan God. And nobody knows about the Super Saiyan God, so Beerus would fight everyone, and he easily beats them all. Beerus would start to get bored, and he's ready to blow up the planet. But Bulma would walk up towards him and slap him. Beerus would stop his blast, and he simply slaps Bulma's back. And this enrages Vegeta. He would say, That's my Bulma! Vegeta would power up the Super Saiyan 2, and his pupils would explode. He would scream out, Kaioken! And you're probably wondering how. Remember when Vegeta died? He went to King Kai's with Goku, and I bet King Kai or even Goku would teach him the Kaioken. And when Vegeta was alive, he practiced with the Kaioken and seeing if he can merge it with Super Saiyan. Anyways, back to the fight. Vegeta was about to attack Beerus, but he stopped, sensing another intense power that he could definitely realize. It's Trunks. Seeing his mom get hurt definitely pissed him off. He would start to scream, turning into a Super Saiyan, but his yellow aura would turn into an intense green. As his pupils would explode, his hair would turn green, and Trunks would have transformed into his legendary Super Saiyan form. And Beerus is quite shocked by the child's power. Trunks in his blinding rage charges towards the god of destruction, with Vegeta doing the same. The father and son duo will send flurries of attacks to Beerus, and surprisingly to Beerus, some of these attacks are injuring him. Beerus would start to fight back as the three would go at it. Even though Beerus is holding back, Beerus will start to notice how Trunks is getting stronger while he fights. It starts to get to the point where Vegeta starts to get outclassed. Of course, Vegeta did not want his son to fight alone, so he starts to scream out Kaioken times 5! But still, even with his full power, he doesn't stand a chance. So, in a last-ditch effort, he would start to charge up a Gallic gun while Beerus was focused on Trunks. Vegeta would start to scream at Beerus, sending his most powerful Gallic gun, and Beerus being too late to dodge the attack is consumed by the blast. Trunks would decide to also send his own blast too, and once the both of the blasts dissipate, Beerus is nowhere to be seen for a second. They think that they won, but Beerus says how naive they was to think that they won. In an instant, Beerus would punch Vegeta out of his Super Saiyan 2 Kaioken form, and when Trunks tries to attack, the god just simply dodges all his attacks as he proceeds to knock out the Berserk child. Beerus is a bit disappointed that there wasn't a Super Saiyan god, so he is ready to blow up the planet, but Gohan would get the idea to summon Shenron about the Super Saiyan god. So they would summon the dragon and they would tell him about the Super Saiyan god. They would see if he knew anything about the Super Saiyan god. Shenron would inform them about the ritual and would leave. They would have 2 Saiyans short, and Videl would mention that she's pregnant, and Gohan would have a little celebration, but they are still 1 Saiyan short. Vegeta would mention how he had a brother, so Whis would have searched for his location, and he said he'll be right back as some time would pass and Whis would have gone back with Tarbo. Of course, informing Tarbo with everything, they would do the ritual, and they would do the ritual on Vegeta, and Vegeta would become the Super Saiyan God. He will fight Beerus, and that battle will pretty much go the same as Goku versus Beerus in canon. So once the battle was over, Beerus would offer to train Vegeta and Trunks. And Vegeta would accept the offer, but Trunks is a little hesitant, but he also agrees. So the angel and God would leave, with Whis telling them that he will be back to get them. So everyone would enjoy the rest of the party, and a couple of days would pass. Whis would have eventually came back to Earth to get Vegeta and Trunks. Once they landed on Beerus' planet, they would start their training. Vegeta would learn how to get the God form, and Trunks would start to meditate, as he needs to learn how to control his Berserker power. But now let's focus on Gohan real quick. Ever since he figured out that Videl was pregnant, he became more of a family guy, and focused on his studies. So he starts to lack on his training. But in space, the Frieza Force would have their plan to revive Frieza. So they would head to Earth getting all the Dragon Balls, and they brought the Emperor back. So like normal, Frieza is pissed that he lost to the Saiyans. So he would train for 4 months, getting his new golden form. But once he was ready to head to Earth, confident in his strength, someone teleports right in front of him. Frieza is surprised and doesn't know who this person is, but this person would introduce himself as Cell. If you guys did enjoy this part, why not like, comment, and subscribe? It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. Tell me what do you guys think is going to happen in the next part. Also, I do have a Discord, so if you guys want to join. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.